Good morning. Hey, it's election day. I'm going to start early. Just need to reload my coffee and let everyone roll in because they're getting the announcement, and then we'll get her done. Australian dollar jumps on hawkish RBA.
Euro, U.S. dollar price forecast. Uncertainty about the U.S. election outcome pressures the U.S. dollar.
Pound sterling moves higher amid uncertainty over U.S. election outcome.
Mexican peso traders brace for U.S. presidential election result.
Forex Live European FX News Wrap. The markets await the U.S. election result. Gold steadies as traders brace for U.S. presidential election uncertainty. Euro-U.S. dollar rises with U.S. presidential voting begins. UK service sector logs weakest growth in almost a year.
U.S. dollar steadies on the U.S. presidential election day. Crude oil sets forth winning streak with Aramco earnings sign on the wall for OPEC Plus to step up efforts. Bay Street likely to open with positive bias.
Yeah, what's the actual definition of Jambo? The actual, I know how it's sort of flippantly used, but what is the actual definition in English? Isn't it like, may your life be less difficult than normal? Something like that. What's up, Adam? We're just gonna, well, I guess we're not even starting that early, but I guess I can get going. I don't, well, yeah, I guess we'll leave that here. All right. Boop, 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 boop.
Euro Australian dollar price forecast. Short-term trend probably reversing and heading lower.
Dude, that voice is so good. We haven't been able to train other voices that good. She is good. Yeah. Even my voice is a little clunky, huh? All right, so I guess we'll just we'll call this the top of the hour. Me. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. All right. This is the good morning part. Good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 21,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone, your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term. Never risk money you cannot afford to lose. All right, so what's going on in the world? Nothing. Hey, the markets are all jammed up. We got a big presidential election, and it impacts what goes on in the domestic economy. It matters in the international economy. It matters for international politics. It matters for international trade, whether borders are open or not, whether there's protectionism or free trade. It all is on the line.
Yen analysis. Resistance turned into corrective support. 5 November 2024.
Sorry, me. I cut me off. How dare you, me? So anyways, it all matters. It's all on the line, and nobody knows what's going to happen. And if you think you know what's going to happen, you might be delusional, and we might even not have a result tomorrow morning. It might have to go to courts. Do you remember 2000? Gore lost to Bush. We didn't know until December. Yeah. Had to go all the way to the Supreme Court. So get ready for a big fat holy smokes. You're probably going to get volatility today, but what direction? All directions plausible. And it might turn out good, and then all the good goes away. We might know at midnight, but by 3 we don't know. Get ready for craziness. Get ready for uncertainty. Get ready for fake news. And I don't mean that from a Trump point of view. I think you're going to get CNN calling winners, and you're going to get Fox calling winners. And neither of it is real. So, both Trump and Harris were in Pennsylvania yesterday, like 2 or 3 stops in Pennsylvania alone. All right. Well, one of the things we know is I think it's 81 or maybe 86 million people have already voted by mail-in ballot. We already have it. It's okay. But every state is able to have their own rules. That's based on how the founding fathers created the United States of America. And so every state can do their election the way they see fit. And going back 100 bajillion years, Pennsylvania has said,
Oil
look, if you don't...
continue to rise, election uncertainty, economic cues in focus.
Oil trades in tight range ahead of U.S. election result.
If you don't vote in person, if you vote some other way, so this is even back before mail-in ballots, but the votes in person get counted first. And then, and I'm talking about Pennsylvania, one of the most important swing states. After all the votes are in-person votes that are counted today, once those polls are closed, then they start to count and certify the mail-in. And there could be millions. In Pennsylvania, there are mail-in ballots, but the way that Pennsylvania works, they're not even allowed to look at those. The fear is it gets leaked out, let's say, Trump is going to win Pennsylvania. And then nobody shows up to vote because, well, Trump's already won. Right. So they're trying to avoid that. So they're like, they don't even look at it. I guess they're probably in a lockdown room or a crate or something. I don't know. They're probably just sitting in somebody's living room. But no one's even opened them. So if Pennsylvania is a key swing state and Pennsylvania could determine who the president of the United States is, and they haven't even looked at, let's say, millions and millions and millions and millions of their ballots, then how are we supposed to know tomorrow? And so it's like almost certain we're not going to know tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. So several of the swing states have that type of rule or a similar rule in their process. There's some other things going on where some states, I think there are 3 states, they're trying to make it easier to get abortions in their state. And I think Nebraska is trying to make it harder to get an abortion. So there's those kinds of things at play as well in the election process. So if you're Americano, these things might be on your mind. The bottom line here is if the outcome is truly unknown and may be statistically impossible to be known, then you are taking risk based on randomness. And I think if you risk your hard-earned money based on a random outcome, then you might be a little money foolish. Oh, but okay, you better be able to put together a dissertation on why you know the outcome. But I don't think you're able to do it. Maybe you could. Maybe you do. Maybe you're like, I have a friend that used to run a company that looked at big data, true big data analytics, and they can prove the outcome of almost any election. Now, he's not CEO anymore. He sold it. He got his bank. But they would look at deep data, right? Like, so you're like, well, Wayne, I spent over $100 million analyzing, a billion different variables, and the outcome is clear. It's obvious. Okay, great. Okay, good. So you should go ahead and make that bet. And and I hope you're right. But for us mere mortals, see, like, for example, I know people that know for certain what the outcome's going to be because they watch Fox News all day long. But I know other people that also know 100% what the outcome is going to be. It's so obvious to them. And they listen to CNN all day long. And so there are many people that 100% know. I'd like to think as, a simple boy from Saskatchewan. Like, I'm going to say that I don't know. I don't know what the outcome is. And if I don't know the outcome, because I don't have the data, I don't watch CNN, I don't watch Fox. So I am not predisposed to have an opinion one way or the other. I think it's going to be close, and I've seen very close American elections, yeah. So I don't know, but I can tell you, managing endowments for charity, that when I do know, it's my job to invest according to the policies and procedures, and how the G in GDP gets
Wall
spent.
Street might edge higher.
So I have to do my job. So whether Harris wins or Trump wins, I have to deal with the consequence either way. And that's that. So I don't need to guess today. I am not so certain. I haven't drank anybody's Kool-Aid. And so now it's like, sit back and protect the money. And when you look at the market, like, for example, and I did this earlier this morning, when you look at the options market, it's clearly positioned to protect itself from risk, not opportunity. So who's the degenerate gambler today? Is it institutional? No. In the fundamental trading group that we have at traders.com, we even went through like the COT positioning. Again, that's institutional positioning. And they're not going for it. They're not guessing. They're not gambling. Professionals don't gamble. There's no need to gamble. So imagine you manage $1 billion for some sort of organization. Maybe you run an ETF. Maybe you run a hedge fund. Maybe you run an endowment. Whatever. You're running a book of $1 billion. And you make $10 million a year salary. That's enough, isn't it? Do you feel like you need to wake up today and gamble that $1 billion to hit a home run? You're like, dude, no, I want to keep this cushy job. I want to keep this cushy job. So you're like, I'm going to use the option market, which is a cheap leveraged way to say, if the stock market crashes today or tomorrow, these risk-off bets, which are hedges, will make money to offset the losses in the cash position. So I look at this as not opportunistic, but actually as hedging. Now, there's 1 billion option contracts, and we went from, very risk on over the, since the summer, and then suddenly right before the election, massive, ridiculous, right? Move the other way. And these guys will make money if the stock market falls. Is it opportunistic? Are they betting the market's going to fall? Or are they just worried that their $1 billion portfolio
Silver, US dollar. Technical outlook, bullish momentum building.
Or are they worried about if things go wrong and they're already invested in the stock market? Are they worried about taking a hit this month and maybe they should invest some of their cash into options? See, we know that many of these markets, investors have gone to cash. Like, you don't go to cash 100%, but they might have trimmed some of their best winners and some losers, and they washed that out. And hopefully they have more winners than losers. So now they have cash. And so maybe they trim 5 to 10% of their holdings, go to cash. I think on average right now it's 7. I think 2 years ago, 15% of institutional investors were in cash. 15% of the portfolios, or you could say the average portfolio had 15% cash. Now it's 7, so they deployed the cash. But maybe just over the last couple of weeks, they bumped that up closer to 10%, and now going into a couple of days before the election, they use that cash, they purchase some options, and now they're hedged. And it doesn't cost very much money. An option is quite cheap. Okay? We already adjusted, Ashish, so this is, or wait, no, that's right. I forgot my microwave. Oh, good. That makes me good. Yeah, I did want to start early today. Sorry, that clock I was going off of, and it's an hour off. I don't know yet. I might move to this time. I might not. Today I needed to. My week this week is totally insane. Yeah, I'm taking little cat naps through the day. I'm not even a napper, so I eat lunch at 2:30 in the afternoon, take a 45-minute nap, get up. I'm just trying to get through life alive, right? And so today I do need to go early. Yeah, especially today, where what I'm trying to say about today's opportunity is there's a lot of randomness. There's going to be a lot of volatility, and it's a very dangerous day to trade. Now, you can skippity scalpy all you want. You can intraday trade all you want. I'm not telling you not to trade, but I would, if you worked for me and you were on my trading desk, I'd go desk by desk, and I would say, take out a piece of paper, grab a marker, a stinky felt tip marker. You guys know my gig on that one, right? Stinky felt tip marker, and write it on paper, right? Write it down that you will not lose a lot of money today. Okay? I, Wayne McDonald, will not lose a lot of money today. And then I would have you sign it and then hand it to me. Okay? So if you go in with that kind of attitude that you don't actually need this, like you could trade it, there maybe something pops up and you pick up some pennies in front of a freight train. That's okay as long as you understand the risks that you're taking. If you're an institutional investor or a more professional trader, you're worried about the rest of the year and you're worried about 2025. But what happens in the next 24 hours? Probably we're not even going to know if it's relevant. I'm telling you, we may not know the President of the United States until Saturday or Christmas. This could go to court. It could be weeks. There could be multiple legal challenges. There could be social unrest. Now, all of that, I would assume, would create dollar strength. The uncertainty and civil unrest, I think, would create dollar strength. But I don't know. Okay, I don't know, but that's my thought. So, if it starts to look like it's going to go down that way, what about a terrorist attack? Yeah, Dollar strength. Usually when there's a clear winner on Wednesday, so tomorrow, that's when you sell the dollar. But I don't know if that's going to happen this year. I don't know. All right. I don't know. So what does I don't know translate to? Risk.
Euro CAD Canadian dollar price forecast. 2 possible scenarios for Euro CAD Canadian dollar.
4 minutes to the balance of trade. Okay, so we got some Kenyatta. Meanwhile, CAD Yen showing some up. Okay, this pattern to the right. Strength, weakness, opportunity, or threat? Well, we have to start with, is this strength or weakness? Jim says strength. Does this pattern exhibit strength or weakness? Ashish, strength. JP, strength. Anybody else? You want to take a giant leap? Lucas, strength. Osamu, yes. Yes, what? Emerald, strength, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Is this pattern, right, exhibiting an opportunity or a threat? Okay. So the pattern exhibits strength, and the leg that we're on in the pattern is an opportunity. Cool. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, in the description below the video, there's a download link to our muscle memory building flashcards for pattern recognition. And it uses the methodology. It shows 20 patterns and whether they're bullish or bearish and opportunities or threats. So I invite you to download them. They're free. There's no credit card. I don't have like a sales pitch funnel attached to it. There's no sequence that follows up 15 times to get you to subscribe to something. No, there's none of that. Although maybe I'll do it. So it's interesting how Canada has a trade deficit since 2009. Come on, Canada, seriously? And, whoa. 1 minute. Notice it's turned red. It's okay, so we'll go to CAD in a second. We'll get the news. Okay, here we go. It's flashing. Oh, yeah. 20 seconds. Is it going to be is it going to be a negative 1 billion or less than negative 1 billion? Here we go. What's our number? Oh, negative 1.3 billion. It's massive. Wow, it's a massive deficit. Oh, Kenyatta. Oh, Kenyatta. I can't shut it now. I can't close it. It won't let me close it. Yeah, worse than expected. Negative differential of $500 million. Yeah, so consensus was only off by $500 million. Oh, good enough, right? Good enough for the girls I go with. All right, so anyways, Kenyatta getting crushed. It's crushed. So let's take a look at the Kenyatta dollar.
Canada exports fell from previous 64.31B to 63.88B in September.
Look at that. See, look. Right? Your news team is reading you the Canadian export data 20 seconds after it came out. Like I did the difference between imports and exports. But this is specifically exports falling, which we know is horrible for Canada because it makes money. It makes money on exports, huh? So anyways, yowzer. Let's take a look at the 5-minute indice and let's see. Don't freak out yet. Don't let it catch up. Is it that bad? No, it can't be.
Canada imports declined to 65.15B in September from previous 65.41B.
United States goods and services trade balance below expectations, 84.1B in September, actual 84.4B.
Dude, you see this squawk service I developed? Dude, it's good. It's analyzing the import-export data of Canada and the United States as we're just sitting here looking at our charts. Whoa, that is cool, man. That's exciting. All right, so what do you want to get on? EuroCAD? I don't know. Pound CAD, these cross pairs, USD CAD. I think I want to look at a CAD, Yen, CAD, Swissy. And I don't think I have any of those on here. So let's do
U.S. September trade balance, 84.4 billion versus 84.1 billion.
Canada September trade balance, 1.26 billion versus 0.80 billion.
So CAD Swissy is what I would look at on this one. And let's drop into a smaller time frame. And it's hanging in there. Not a radical change of the Canadian dollar. Okay, our Aussie Swiss franc is starting to produce. What do you guys think of that? Well, this is what we do at the day trading group and at the swing trading group. So if you like this kind of trade planning, I suggest you visit traders.com. Get on a trading team, yo. Hey, yo, you know this kid? I said I didn't, but I know he did. I said, get ready, because this ain't funny. My name is WMD, and I'm about to make money. Yeah. Pulled out the Aussie and aimed it at the sky. All right, so anyways, yeah, interesting, huh? Yep, bottom, higher, low, long and gone, Bubba. And there's a lot of upside potential on that trade. Okay. Anything else going on? Euro Swissy, not quite. Okay, but it's an opportunity. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, there's a potential opportunity if you're already a bull Euro Swissy. What you were looking for is maybe a break of the down channel. We don't know. It's clear that it just got to the higher level of resistance, but we cleared through all this stuff. So now what might occur is this. That's what you should be planning if you're going to be a bull on Euro Swiss franc. Okay? What do you think? Good to know? Potential break? It's a threat to bears. It may not be an opportunity for bulls, but it's a threat to bears, and you should recognize that it's happening because it could become an opportunity for bulls. It could. We don't know. Is that the new? Is that the new toy? Could be. Okay, could be. The next thing to wait for, of course, is to bust out of this range and then buy the next dip. But that range is like, way up here kind of thing, right? So I'm looking at the smaller range first, and then up to there, then we'd test this range, right? If you recall, when I drew this, okay, I said long in the green zone up to here, but that just gets us to the next level of resistance, right? Cool. That's all right. That's all right, because then the next move is probably down, retest what used to be resistance, now it's support, and then we breach and we go to this level. Okay?
Gold prices edge higher amid election uncertainty. Fed watch.
I mean, come on. This news squawk is killer, isn't it? How many people like this news squawk reading the news to you while you're trading? Now, it's a little clunky because I'm talking and then I talk over top of myself. But imagine you're just sitting and trading. You're not even watching the news stream. You're just going through your charts, and every couple of minutes you get updated with live news. On hell, you would look at it this way. Okay? But on hell, one of the biggest components of this thought process, is the Swiss National Bank, run by somebody named Jordan. Okay? They want Euro Swissy to go up. So I'm in tune with that. I would like to help. I'm just that kind of person. I want to help. I'm going to help the Swiss. So, yeah, if I can catch one of these, then I know the central bank is backing me up. And I love it when central banks are pushing the trend, because then I could ride that all night long. All night long. Yeah, Euro. That's right, Emerald, but during a risk-off period, it strengthens. No matter what. People are like, I don't care that it only pays 0.5%. I need to hide my money somewhere. So if we get a bloodbath because of the election, oh yeah, Swissy's going to get strong. And then once we get some certainty and see, I don't know, is the certainty going to be 24 hours, 72 hours, or 7 weeks? See, I don't know that answer. But if it's bloodbath risk off, my job is to probably buy some Swiss franc, probably buy some US dollar, sit back and wait for clarity. And once we have clarity, dump them! Dump the Swissy. Dump the dollar. Yeah. But once again, I'm ready, willing, and able. I understand, but I have to be confident enough as a person to not be confident in the outcome. I can't purport to know everything, otherwise I'm going to get myself into danger. Danger is bad.
Gold steadies on day of U.S. presidential election.
Thank you, me. Let's do our commodities, gold, oil, Bitcoin, the whole thing. So again, gold is still in that little buy zone. We've been there for days. On the 4 hour, we have a 21.55 kiss. So it's very not good for bulls. But then on the daily, it looks right as rain. Okay. Right as rain. Perfectly fine. There we go. Just right. Climbing the stairway to heaven. Now, we haven't done anything for a while. That's all right. That's all right. Okay. So over the last week, gold has been down, but it hasn't become bearish. It's still a dip. Okay, yeah. Now, if you're wondering, like, why do your moving averages not match up with my moving averages? These are the predicted moving averages for the future. Ha! They're leading moving averages, not lagging moving averages. Oh! Right? Smoking hot like fire when I turn you desire. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. These are leading indicators. Where the 21, where all the different moving averages between the 21 and 55 are going to be in the future. Yours are going to be lower and to the left. Mine are actually ahead of the candle and to the right. So they've already adjusted with sort of a linear projection. Oh yeah, I like to project the future. That's all. They're over at, yes, investorbootcamp.com. Yeah. So anyways, killer. So gold's still looking fine. Silver's got the up here, there, right? We've had the 100% pullback now. You see? So are you going to skippity scalpy? Okay. You're lagging on the scalp, by the way. This is when you start scalping, or here you start scalping, or here. So now it's already up on the 1 minute. Okay. I don't think that's fair. So let's move that to a 5-er. And then now let's drill in. So support, 100% pullback. Okay. At some point, you could be buying these dips and then closer to the market open. See, timing when it comes to scalping is very, very important. It's not just the pattern, but when you're looking at the patterns, right? And massive increase here in velocity. And so already what you should be doing is not thinking about it now. It's thinking about it, where are you going to buy it in the future? When it pulls back, at what price would you buy it? Yeah. And so already is like, is that your scalp? Or is this your scalp? Ends up being kind of the same, right? Now, the other thing I like to do is I like to trade moving averages. Oh, yeah.
U.S. trade deficit widens significantly in September.
So on the hourly, this is technically not bullish yet, but you can see the price action is definitely a massive threat to bears. We've retraced 100% as we've already measured here. You can see that in the automatic Fibonacci. See, all this is measured automatically. And so there's two probable outcomes. Okay, one probable outcome, let's do it in black. One probable outcome is this. The other probable outcome is this. So which one? Oh, that part I don't know. Okay. Knocking me out with those American thighs. Okay. Okay, you want to look at the biddy? Okay, biddy came down, slammed into 67.5 and found support on the monthly. That's my Oprah Winfrey. On the monthly. Yeah, so, yep. And of course, we've talked about that. Okay. Bears are going to sell here, but the problem is bears shouldn't be selling there. That's where bulls should take profit. So now, if bulls are going to re-enter, they're going to re-enter here, which would be in trend, or they would enter here, which would be out of trend. So if you're a bull, that is much more desirable. Desire. Okay.
Chile's Codelco seeks permit for $650 million Andina water project.
Oh. Well, thank you about that. So, Chilean permit for Andean water project. Okay. You guys want to go long Chilean peso? Now, Chilean politics and even weather can impact things like copper prices. Oh, yeah. So right here on the Squawk service, we have a Mexican peso short, or I should say USD Mexican peso short pattern.
Kiwi dollar, US dollar jumps to near $0.6 thousand as risk sentiment improves with US elections underway.
So you can see this pattern exhibits weakness. Okay, it's down channel. And it's an opportunity. Okay. But I'd like to see peso drop from 20 to 10. Now, it's going to take a couple of years. But if I'm making money, I'm patient. I just hate waiting. Okay. Anywho. So there you go. So we did gold and silver and Bitcoin. I guess we got to do some WTI. And once again, okay, going back several days, we hit the support. You can see it. It's a monthly pivot point. Higher high, higher low, trade inside of the wicks. We cover this in the training courses. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low, trade to the, right? Trade inside the wicks. But like, notice some of these, it's kind of hard to see just because, you know, right? So higher high, higher low, you buy that. Higher high, higher low, you buy that. And then look how high this high got. And then it came all the way back here. Yeah, buy that. And now we're here. And at some point, it'll probably come back and go that way. We haven't busted through the high side of the resistance. Okay. But it's been bullish since 67. We're at 72. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 up. Okay. Down, down, buy. It never tested the low. You notice it's just a 618 Fibonacci retracement on a roll reversal. It's simple price action. Okay. So anyways, there's that. Of course, the election muddies the waters. Yep. Oh, for sure. And that's it. I think I'm done. Cool.
So, in the next couple of weeks, I should be able to launch the squawk service for you. Wow, what a day. Okay, what a day. It's going to be a crazy day. I just want to remind you that in the scope of your career, you don't need this to be a big day. You don't need home runs based on uncertainty and volatility. Okay? I ask you to be in tune to the market. You can trade. I want you to be aware of the risk that you're taking. I'd like you to address the risk you're taking. Maybe you need to drop your lot size. Maybe something else, right? I urge you to be patient and disciplined. Like I said, if you worked for me, I would have you write on paper with a felt tip marker a contract with me that you are not allowed to lose a lot of money today. So you can get out there, get in the mix of things, but if you struggle to catch the volatility in the right way, you need to stop. So maybe you have a set amount of money you're willing to lose. You're like, hey, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to try to catch some vol, and I'm going to turn, $500 into $2,500. Or if I lose $500, I'm out. Whatever your threshold is, you're like, I'm either going to make 25 hundo or I'm going to lose fiver, right? It's just like one, and you have to have a kill switch. You can get addicted to the volatility. And don't be shocked if you're up and then you're back to break even. What typically happens after that is that you start to trade in a deficit, and all of a sudden you dig yourself a hole. You're like, well, I was up $2,000, but now I'm down 1,800. Well, I can get back. And all of a sudden 1,800 negative is 5,000 negative, So just don't let this be an important day. I want this day to be unimportant to you financially, and you're more interested in the outcome of the change of policy and procedure in the United States that dictates the value of the reserve currency and the flow of trade globally. I want you to take the higher ground. I want you to be an investor more than a trader. Now, you can trade.
United States Redbook Index, year over year, climbed from previous 5.6% to 6% in November 2nd.
So you can trade, but keep it small, keep it humble, keep it focused, and have a kill switch. And I think you'll be just fine. Yeah. And with that, right? Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And it looks like, so the peso trade just updated, and it's still the best thing to be looking at. And it has fallen since the vertical line, which came out 28 minutes ago. So far it's working, and there's a little pullback. Very cool. So I'll see you when I see you. Be smart and be safe.